Oh, we're rolling? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Angry Fox Story Time. As you know, I just finished playing Devil May Cry 5, link in description down below. Also, this is an entirely new thing that I'm doing, where I will talk about upcoming DLC. Now, we do know Devil May Cry 5 is finished, the main story, but there's still so much we don't know. So we're going to dive into it. Upcoming DLC. What should we expect? Well, we're going to start with Dante and Virgil's story. Let's start with them. We know Virgil is a playable character. Cue the footage. As you can see, Virgil is a playable character now. We already have gameplay footage of him. Here's the move sets that you can do. He will most likely be a selectable character, like in some of the missions where you could choose between V, Nero, and Dante. So that's expected. Also, where we left off, Dante and Virgil are still fighting it out. So we don't know what this outcome will be. Maybe they will stay in the underworld forever. But we do know is that they went down there to continue fighting for a purpose we don't know. It's a brotherly feud. Well, that much we do know. Also, Virgil will be a playable character, and so will Dante. It'll most likely be like a kind of a Last of Us storyline where the two brothers are playable and you can switch between any of them before going on mission. And what else can I want to say? Oh, the weapons they're using appear to be Dante's Devil Sword and Virgil's Yamato. So that's something to expect. Moving on. I said moving on. There's going to be another DLC with Nero. Now, we do know Nero decided to return back to... What the fuck was it called? Fortuna? What the fuck the... I think it was called Fortuna Island. I don't know. We also know that his girlfriend, Kyrie, is making a comeback. So, she's most likely going to be a badass fighter who will help out Nero. I mean, hell, she's probably traumatized with the death of her father and her boyfriend. Well, actually, no, it was her brother. But actually, her brother, Credo, I don't have any photos of him. I was going to add photos, but then I realized I'm too lazy. So we do know Kyrie is making a comeback, and she is going to be probably a fighter or a playable character. Who knows? She might just be there to help Nero out once in a while. So that's going to be cool. She's hardened up a lot. And that's not the only thing that's hardened up. Giggity giggity goo. Also, Capcom has confirmed that Trish and Lady are now going to be playable characters. So that's cool. Now, we do know Morrison. Oh, fuck, I forgot to add a photo of Morrison. I am so stupid. Oh, well. So, their storyline is basically going to be that Morrison is the new owner of Devil May Cry, and he's giving them missions to perform, right? Because think about it, there's still a lot of demons to destroy after the event of the main storyline. So, it'll most likely be like a little cleanup mission. Like, you have to protect the settlement, you have to save these people, and stuff like that. So that's what their storyline will be. It's going to be called Ladies' Night. That's the confirmed title. They've already given us a title. It's called Ladies' Night. Not this lady, just like both of them, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to have their own little storyline. That is going to be interesting. I can't wait to play that. So, that's the basic rundown of the story. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I'm not getting you off that easy, no. We're going to go over weapons and enemy types. We're going to start with the enemies first. First up, the Order of the Sword. So these dudes are bad news, right? You remember them from Devil May Cry 4. The Order of the Sword is coming back. And Nero, being half human, half demon, has a bad reputation with them. So they will most likely try to fight Nero. So we are going to be killing possibly fellow humans. I can't wait to kill the humans. We already have some designs here. You can check them out. Hold on. So, these Assassin's Creed Templar looking guys are going to be making a comeback. We can see they got their basic hoodies. You got your basic infantry, and then some dude with a helmet, and tougher guys with armor. And then these dudes must be like magic users. It's really blurry, so it's hard to tell. And the text is in Japanese. But we do know the Holy Knights are probably going to make a comeback. And this time they will be enemies. I'm hoping they'll be enemies, because that'd be stupid if they just give us more demons to slay. Also, besides, they're corrupted as hell, so why wouldn't Nero kill them? You know what I'm saying? And they'll probably have their own little technology, like robots and machines that they'll use to slow you down. Some pretty epic boss battles here and there. Whole lot of gunplay. So, yeah, it can go any way. Moving on. Let's talk about weapons, shall we? Now, the Devil May Cry universe is home to a shit ton of melee weapons and ranged weapons. But we're going to start with the melee first. Now, since Trish and Tanya are I keep calling her Tanya. Trish and Lady are weaponless at the moment after the events of Devil May Cry 5's story. Now, we do know the Devil Sword Sparta is no more, alright? Because remember, it's gone. It became the legendary sword, something else. And the rebellion got shattered. So, remember, the rebellion got shattered, and the Sparta got absorbed. So these weapons are not going to be in the DLC. They are gone. Instead, we'll probably see some returning weapons. Like Cerberus, Navadin, Beowulf, Angus and Ruda, Vendetta, and Merciless, who will most likely be wielded by Trish. Since Trish is a demon, she can probably wield these things pretty easily. And if she doesn't wield it, she can always wield the Adlaster, which is an electric sword. I'm not going to say the Force Edge, because if you are a true Devil May Cry fan like I am, the Force Edge evolved into Sparta, and then Sparta got absorbed by Dante. So these weapons are no longer existing. They are gone. So it's going to come down to any of these weapons. Oops, I'm saving that one for other. Any of these on this row here. And let's not forget about Glemish, which was that other fisty weapon, and Lucifer, the bow and arrow looking thing. And why stop there? We could move on to DMC weapons, the most hated game of all time. We could add Aquila, we could add Orbiter, or Oris, or even Ernix. They could make a comeback. It would be kind of cool, though, to see Trish wielding a scythe. I mean, I could see her doing that. And Lady could wield maybe an axe, like the Orbiter. But who knows? It's Capcom. Anything goes with them now. Ranged weapon time. With the upcoming Ladies' Night DLC, we could expect to see a variety of guns. Now, We do know Ebony and Ivory will not be in this DLC with Trish and Lady because, well, Ebony and Ivory belong to Dante, and Dante took them into the underworld with him. Because remember at the end of the game, the Coyote, however, I don't know, maybe he did mass produce it. I could see Lady wielding a shotgun. They could share weapons. And, of course, the grenade rifle, which is a grenade launcher, that can make a comeback. The needle gun, which is basically a machine gun, that could make a comeback, wielded by any of the characters. The Nightmare Beta, the submachine guns, the missile launcher, and pretty much any of these weapons here. The Calian, because, I mean, think about it, Nico's still alive, so she could always make Lady another Calian. The Spiral will also make a comeback. That'll probably be wielded by Kyrie, because according to that little picture there, so Kyrie will most likely be wielding this anti-tank rifle. So yeah, a lot of guns here that could be, or we could just add Kablooey from DMC, this little grenade launching pistol. So this could make a comeback as well. I mean, well, weapons that are confirmed are probably the grenade rifle, submachine guns, missile launcher, an LMG, and pretty much any of these guns here. Probably not this one, because not a lot of people like DMC except for me. But it's a prequel, so you gotta give it a break. Moving on. V's sword cane. Now, just ignore that, alright? So, V's sword cane, if you remember from the main story, this emo motherfucker here, wielded a cane that could, well, stab people and absorb their souls to heal himself. So, this cane could be used by any of the DMC characters. I could see Virgil going back to retrieve it. Because if we remember, this cane was left on the surface world to, well, it just sat there stuck in a rock. So, yeah, it makes sense that Virgil or Trish or Lady could wield this thing. It's a sword cane that absorbs souls. That sounds pretty metal. I like that idea. Now, moving on to Dante and Virgil for their DLC. Now, their DLC doesn't really have a name, but I have a feeling it'll probably be called something edgy and totally emo. Like maybe Two Brothers. Two Brothers, One Journey. That sounds pretty cool. Or maybe Trapped in Hell or something like that. So it'll probably be about them two, it'll sort of be like a Bloody Palace mode where they fight wave after wave after wave of enemy. And before each mission, you can decide to play as Virgil or Dante as they try to find out how to get out of hell. Because remember, when the Klypov tree, or wherever the hell it was, collapsed, these two were left stranded. So who knows what's going to happen to them. But I do know one thing, these guys are going to fight it out. It'll be sort of like a love-hate relationship. Like, he'll say some catchphrases, and this guy will be like, I will destroy you for honor. Yeah, well, do it, show off. No, I will fight you for honor. So it'll probably go on something like that. But we do know one thing. These guys will team up once in a while to fight demons. It kind of sucks, though, it can't be a multiplayer mode, because I could see this being a really cool co-op. Or maybe a split-screen fighter game. I mean, that would be awesome. But who knows? Once again, it's Capcom, anything goes. But I do like the idea of it being Two Brothers, One Journey. But we'll see how it plays out. And finally, Nero's DLC, where he returns to Fortuna Island. Fortuna Island? I mean, seriously. What even is this island? Fortuna? I give up. Oh, well, so there you have it. We've discussed weapons. We've talked about the characters and what will happen to them. And the possibility of a returning faction that is absolutely evil. So yes, this should be interesting. So yes, this is all I have time for. This was a long-ass video, and it could have been longer or shorter. Who knows? I'm not a good editor, okay? I'm basically using Photoshop and my character posted on this person that I don't know what it's advertising. But yes, don't forget to like, comment, and remember to stay angry. And subscribe. Subscribing is also nice. I like subscribing. I like it when people subscribe to me. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel. Also, if you're a Devil May Cry fan, let me know. Let me know if there will be a different change in the story. I can't wait to hear your feedback. Negative and positive. But this Devil May Cry thing, it's getting interesting. I'm telling you that. Especially with the upcoming DLC. But we'll see how it plays out. I just hope it doesn't take forever like it did with Resident Evil 7. That's a whole nother story. But yep, like, comment, subscribe, and stay angry, I guess.